What's going on, true believers? Guys, today is the day we have to talk about Cardano because ADA is at a low right now, and the ERC20 converter has launched on live, and Sunday Swap is now on testnet, and that means that a lot of ERC20 is about to move to Cardano, and that's going to be a massive surge on their network, and we're about to find out just how high Cardano can go. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways.
All right, guys, market's trading at $2.4 trillion on a volume of 121. The volume is kind of low at 121 billion, but we've seen a lot of movement coming out of the market overnight. It looks like the Asian markets and the European markets did a little bit of a dump off, took some profit, and now the money's starting to come back in. America's here to save you all yet again. Ethereum is at 43.10. Bitcoin's back down to 49.3. Bitcoin was trading around 51,000, so a lot of that dump off is there, but as you can see, there's a lot of green in the market still, and it's coming in the last hour. Again, everything's picking back up, and that's a great sign. But today, we want to talk about Cardano. It's either the thing that you're really bullish on that has been sitting there like a bear for so long, or it's something that you've been bearish on and you've basically felt like you were right, even though the increase in the last year is about 7,000% gain. So the all-time high, by the way, was 309, which would have made this an enormous sort of gain. But if you go back down here and you look 1 year ago at this time, Cardano was trading at around 14 cents. Today it's trading at basically $1.40, which means that anybody who was into it for a long period of time is on a 10x right now. And at one point they were up over a 20x. So what's going on with Cardano and why does that matter? Well, the answer's simple. The launch of the ERC20 converter tool on the Cardano testnet means that finally all of these ERC20s that have been announcing that they were moving over to the Cardano network, they're about to be able to begin that process. And Input Output, which is the development company that's responsible for all these things, they have said that they believe that this is going to be a game changer. IO said that their ERC20 converter would allow issuing organizations and their users to handle ERC20 token migration to Cardano. It pointed out that this tool is designed for token issuers and their users to use the tool to move their ERC20 tokens to the Cardano network. First use case of Cardano's ERC20 converter is going to be Singularity.net, which it's the AJAX token that we talked about. And remember, we talked about this a long time ago, and what ended up happening was this process ended up delaying and taking a whole lot longer. But now we're here, and at the point of what we were thinking was going to be adoption, there were 117 different ERC20 tokens that were going to make the move to the Cardano network. But we don't have Sunday Swap. We don't have anything. We don't have anything that will actually do this and make this bridge. What we've got is the, according to them, fastest and most secure network that there is with nothing on it. So everything about Cardano so far has been basically pie in the sky wishes because it's a former developer of Ethereum. So that's where we sit right now, and I sure wish we had some kind of announcement on Sunday Swap. Oh, hey guys, guess what? Sunday Swap is now live on testnet so that you can test out and play around on the Cardano testnet with an actual swap that will probably be integrated into DEX tools at some point, I would think. So a lot of great things are happening right now. So if you don't have a lot of Cardano, I have 2,000 Cardano, or 2,300. I've got it all staked because that's basically the only thing that I felt like you could do with it at this point. So it's just continuing to accumulate. I don't like the percentage rate. It's actually kind of low for what I was hoping. Some of these other tokens have much better percentage rates, but it is what it is. And I think that in the long term, as soon as we start to see that breakout and we start to see that big move from Cardano and we start to see an active network and we know that it can handle the capacity and we know that it can do all the things that we want a network to do, then this is going to be another one of those big, big parabolic sort of moves. And if you go back and look here, you're talking about a market cap of around 44 billion, and you're looking at Ethereum at around $511 billion. Now, I don't think that Cardano is going to overtake Ethereum, but I do think that Cardano will make a huge move and put itself back in the number 3 spot and reach maybe about half of what Ethereum is doing. And I think Ethereum is going to continue to push up. So if we're looking at Ethereum by the end of this bull cycle being at 800 billion or even a $1 trillion market cap, then it is not unheard of to think that Cardano is going to do 500 to 600 billion in that same period of time because they will now have an active network. And if you don't believe me, Solana had an active network. And I know what some of you are thinking, that Solana, that's great, but Solana has been tanking for a little while. Well, yes, because their network couldn't handle it. And I'm not saying that they're going to be able to handle the volume on Cardano yet. That's going to be the test, and that's what we're going to find out. But if you look at the 180-day on Solana, once it got active on that network, then the price just started to explode and make its way up. Same thing with Avalanche, same thing with any network that really has a lot of activity on it now. The Terra network, the same thing. There's a lot of activity on it. Once the activity starts, that's when it starts to get crazy. Polygon, as you know, has a lot of activity, and if you look at Polygon for the course of 1 year, then Polygon started at 1 penny and is now trading at $2.40. That's a 76,940% increase on your Poly. So, guys, there's a lot of opportunity and there's a lot to be made of everything that's going on here. So you just have to sit back, give it a little bit of time, and understand that at some point in the very, very near future, you are going to actually see a lot of movement from Cardano. And it's coming. And if you don't have a bag packed full of it, you're going to resent it. Moving on. All right, HokkFi, you guys are trading at 0.007. That's up 3.48% to the previous day. That included what was a nice little run-up right after I had the conversation yesterday with you guys. You had a nice little run-up, and it was an almost 10%, 15% increase before it kind of started to move back down. And I think it's important to point out that that was a move to the upside that wasn't capitalized on by any news or announcements or something like that. Like, if you want to keep these things going, then I think it's important that we start to get focused on when those movements happen. That's when we need to hold an announcement or two and try to capitalize on that to get that move, to keep that move going to the upside. And when you have a cascade of news that is coming out, then that's what you're going to end up seeing, and your investors are going to thank you a lot for that. So focus on having some news ready, focus on having some movement ready, focus on getting the Hawk Army ready to go out there and shill this product and let people know what's going on. I know it's tiring sometimes, but it's necessary, and it will pay off in the end. Moving on. All right, Sanshu Trading at 29.20 right now. That's down 6% to the previous day. We're starting to reach that point where things are just going to start to explode. It's going to start to pop off at any moment now. You've got that downtrend right here. It's probably going to bounce off of a lower number. As you can see from your chart, if you're paying attention to it, your support is trending on that downtrend, and you don't have that falling wedge exactly placed right now. I think this is the fairest assessment of where you are at that moment. And it would probably be a little disingenuous of me to reach back in here and get this falling wedge out here, because that means that that consolidation is going to be just a little bit quicker. But I think that you can see that you're bouncing off support levels right now. And this probably goes down just a little bit right there. So I believe that it's coming to a head, but we really have to see it, because that seems to be around, maybe the 15th or the 16th of the month. But I think that there's going to be another bounce to this upside, probably another bounce back down. But at some point, that's going to end up leading to one of these big parabolic moves, and that's what we're waiting for. That's what we're looking to see. NFT market, by the way, has been doing phenomenal. From what I understand, there's been a lot of sellouts on some of the NFTs, and that's a great thing. Guys, I told you before, if you want to help this team, the best thing that you can do is buy some NFTs and hodl them for a little while, because that is how the marketing budget is run, and that's going to help tremendously, both you in the long term and the project, because they need that marketing budget in order to make moves and to make plays. Once those plays are made, then you're going to see a huge up, and you are going to be real happy with what you've done. Moving on. All right, Floki, you're trading at 13,767. That's down 6.5% to the previous day. The volume continues to be stellar. The total market cap is still a little bit down. And I know I don't mean to say that $1 billion is down. It's amazing, and it's incredible what you guys have done in such a short period of time. I believe there's another announcement coming in a few hours today. By the way, I haven't checked on it to see, but let's do that right now, and let's find out what's going on. Floki forms a strategic partnership with market leader Wintermute. In order to make Floki more liquid and accessible to institutional investors and retail traders, Floki has formed a strategic partnership with Wintermute. Wintermute is a leading crypto market maker with a cumulative crypto trading volume of 1.4 trillion and is directly responsible for 8 billion in daily crypto volume. Wintermute is officially partnered with over 50 of the world's biggest exchanges and trading platforms and is a major liquidity provider. So, another big partnership, more excitement. That means, and that should mean to you, that you are on the cusp of yet another of these big moves. Now, as with Floki, always, there is a big rush up followed by a little downtrend. When the news doesn't pan out the way that you guys hope or want, then there's a cascade to that downside. But when you start to see these things happening, you see this big up, little down, big up, little down, and you're going to see this over the next couple of days. Now, the question right now is this a buy-in opportunity? And I think that you are on a support level, and you would have to break that support level, and I don't know that you have it in you right now with this market to break that support level. I think that we're going to keep moving up just a little bit for right now. So I think this is the low spot, and that you're going to end up in the twos all over again, because that's generally where these big rush ups lead to, maybe even up into the threes. And guys, if you're not looking to 3x your profit, I don't know what's wrong with you. Moving on. All right, Saitama Wolfpack, wallet number 3750 spent a lot of time making a lot of buys yesterday, and so did I think 1DAO, something like that. 3750 is still in the process of making a lot of buys right now, which means that there are a lot of buys being made, probably, and I'm guessing, but probably by Bitmart through a proxy. Or there's another company that's out there that's doing a lot of buying up of tokens right now. And you continue to see over and over again, 3750 making buys and 3750 making buys. Again, that could be an exchange. That could be a pool where somebody's doing it. But as you can see over here, it's been very, very active in the last 24 hours. And there were some big buys. Now, if we find out that that was not during this run-up, Bitmart, and we find that out, then that means that the Bitmart run-up is still to come. But Bitmart said that they would be ready to go last night, so I have a feeling that that's probably that was probably Bitmart last night doing whatever it is that they do to get themselves up and operational. A lot of people are saying give Bitmart some time. Maybe it did not happen, but Baby Doge not available for sale. I'm not sure what the status on Saitama is. Guys, you're going to have to look that up and figure it out today. I thought that this was going to be Bitmart. Now I'm questioning myself. Let's check top news real quick. I guess I don't have an answer for you on this one. I think that this was some of the buyback from Bitmart. But if it's not enough, then somebody else was doing a massive buy-in, and that's going to be a great thing. Then, of course, we had the Chad. I guess overnight it's the Chans. But the Chads did their big sell-off because, LOL, they want to take their profit down here, knowing that all the profit is way... I don't even understand these guys. Bad investors always going to bad invest. I guess that's just the way that it goes. But this cascade down. Looks like there's some great buy-in opportunity. You're still going to see, and guys, like I don't even understand. If you are looking here and you're paying attention to me today, please, for the love of God, if you see something like 3750 and you see it just constantly making buys, and it's constantly making buys, and it's constantly churning out buys, and you start to see some of these wallets repeating themselves over and over again because they're constantly making buys and they're specific amounts, then that means that somebody is running up the price. And if somebody's running up the price and you start to sell, you're a moron. Don't do that. If you see, pay attention to what it is that you're doing. And anybody here, like this idiot right here who sold 1.25, you took $6,000 profit. If you had just held on a little bit longer, you'd be at 6,500 or 7,000 just because of the buying. This is a bullish trend that's happening right now, and you got to recognize that, or you're just going to continue to be that silly little Chad that everybody laughs at, that you always say in your chat, well, if I had just held on a little bit longer, LOL, I would have been rich and had my Shiba money or my Saitama money too. LOL. Guess I'll try again. You're always going to be trying because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing because you can't read a chart and you can't look and see that there's this bull thing happening right now, and you're not part of it because I don't know if you can't add or what the problem is, but you got to fix it. Bruh, you got to fix it. Moving on. All right, Kishu, you guys are trading at 2014. That's down 12% to the previous day. There was a little bit of an up that was coming here from this very low bottom right here, which caused a cascade of buys just because you had hit that low. And I think this channel probably broke a little bit towards the upside, but now it's going to have to continue. So I would recommend that we start talking about what kind of catalyst is there for Kishu. That's not. I appreciate everything that gets done in the Kishu community because it is important that you have charity, and it is important that you have good and positive things that are happening in the world and you making the world a better place. But that's not attracting investors. I think at this point, you guys need to do a little self-reflection and try to figure out what it is that can start to move you guys to this upside that is not charity based, while at the same time understanding that everything that you do that is not charity based to try to pump up and push this price is going to help your charity initiative in the long run. So I think maybe some partnerships. I think Ronaldinho, those kind of things, those are really good. That happened during a time when the market was in a bad trend. But if you get something like that going again, you get some partnerships and look at sports partnerships, whatever it is that you guys can have going on, get those things going on. Show your investors that this big move up here wasn't a mistake. Show them that you guys are aware and that you guys are ready to make one of these big, big, big moves happen all over again. Because I think that, again, I believe you guys are leading the pack. I believe that you are the number one a meme coin that's going to pop off because I don't think Shiba and Doge can do the type of numbers. And I think Floki and Saitama are kind of in a different space with a lot more use case than most other tokens. So I think you guys are still the one that's going to pop off first. But there's got to be some upside and there's got to be some catalysts that start to push it during a time when you're waiting for that meme coin season to start popping off. So let's see something happen. Moving on. All right, StarLink, you guys are up 5% to the previous day, trading at 43.53, and it's like I said at the beginning. There's gonna be there's gonna be a crazy move. So far, this is a muted, crazy move, but if you look at what I was talking about before, and you see the little V down here, then you see the little move down here, then you see this little up right here, then I think that's happening right here. So I think that you're on the cusp of this parabolic move right here. Like, I think that that's what we're about to see. Interest in the metaverse obviously was very high on November 13th. If interest in the metaverse picks up like crazy today, then you're going to see that naturally. If you have an announcement to make, now would be a great time, because you are set literally on the precipice of where you exploded and went to this enormous upside, and you didn't drop that zero, but you could have dropped that zero with just a little bit more catalyst. So I think that you're sitting right where you need to be, ready for that to happen. You just need that one big catalyst to send you guys over the top. Moving on. All right, Kuma, you guys are trading 17.15, down 7% to the previous day. Consolidation is happening with Shiba too, and I feel like I'm just talking to the Shiba crowd on this one, because I think you guys are in here, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about. When Shiba moves, Kuma moves, and I think that we're about to see some moves by Shiba. It was my understanding on some videos that I watched that they were going to introduce some metaverse stuff today. There were going to be some catalysts that were going to move Shiba along, and I think that when that happens, some of that money cascades over to Kuma, wink, wink, and I think that's probably going to be a very positive and very great sign. I believe that at 17.15, there's a lot of room for some up here. Like, I think there's these tops up here at 5,540. In fairness, that is a very, very, what looks like a long way away. But that's a 4x, a 3x, 3.5x from where you are right now. And that could be an enormous move in a very quick period of time. All you need, excuse me, is one big catalyst to send you on the way. And I believe that that's going to start happening, and you're going to start seeing it, and you'll start to see that little cascade coming over your way today. But don't hold me to that just because I'm always right. Moving on. All right, BossToken, you guys are trading at 13.54. As I showed you yesterday in your chat, Polygon chain is coming to BossTrack. Things are looking great. I think Zero is recovering and probably will start putting out videos pretty soon. You're going to start to see things happening again. Wishing him well in a speedy recovery. But the important thing is daily volume. This daily volume is $9,000. That's probably not going to do it. You're going to probably need some sort of grassroots marketing campaign to get some people excited and invested into BossTrack and the BossToken in order to make things happen. Get your memes out there. Start sharing with people. Let people know what it is that you have to offer. I see you guys on my Twitter sharing everything that I post about you guys. I see you guys out there. Start to go look in other places. Start to look in Reddit. See what you can do in Reddit. Start to look at StockTwits. Go to all the socials, the places that you need to go in order to do that. And let people know that not just are you a meme token, but you also have a use case. And that BossTrack is coming. And I sent you guys some pictures yesterday so that you could see BossTrack. Maybe you can share those. I'll even pull it up. You guys can take some screenshots. But you're able to, in BossTrack, you're able to track your BSC. You're able to track your Ethereum. You're able to very soon track all of your Polygon transactions as well. Now, the one bad part about it that will be worked on is because it's going through all of these blockchains, it does take a little while before it starts to populate, so you don't see anything on it for a second till it's done. Then when it's done, that's when you'll start to see some activity. And that's it for right now. So moving on. All right, guys, I don't want to get off on a rant here, but the excessive fees on Ethereum sometimes break people down. Many times when the market is on the up, we just absorb them and accept them as part of normal business, but that is not normal business. And everybody is looking for something new. They're looking for that new smart chain that's going to change things. And it looks like Cardano, the ADA gang, is about to change everything with the ERC20 converter and with Ajax also being on the converter testnet, ready for community evaluation. If these things go well, this is a significant step in a journey to a much deeper collaboration with all ERC20 tokens. Like, these things are coming, and when they start to come, you're going to see a massive run-up on Cardano, because everything that Charles Hoskinson has been talking about all this time will actually be coming to fruition. You're going to have proof of stake. You're going to have very low gas fees. The transaction costs are going to be nominal. Everything that you are hoping for and everything that you're wishing for out of Ethereum is what you're going to get in Cardano, and that is going to be something that drives that price. And when you get your price driven like that, that means there's going to be an enormous lift. So if you're one of the ADA gang that's holding on long term, then you're about to be very happy. On the other hand, the bulls and bears have been fighting, and $1.38, $1.40 seems to be that test level of support line. There's a possibility that everything could cascade down, because a lot of bulls are tired because they've taken a lot of profit over this period of time. Because even if there's a struggle right now to get back to $2 or $3, there was a huge run up. So it's not to underlie anything. There was a huge run up on Cardano already. So to reinvigorate everything, it's going to take that catalyst to happen. And if this catalyst right now, this ERC20 converter is spot on, and it works, and it's doing everything it's supposed to do beautifully, and Ajax becomes the first token that crosses from an external chain, then it's going to be incredible. And the end result of this is going to be that all of this will have paid off, and everything will be worth celebrating and investing in, and you're going to see Cardano explode very soon. And I do believe that that's going to happen. So that's all my time, guys. This was not financial advice, but remember one thing: I'm always right.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go.